In the last video we talked a lot about DLCs, and it just so happens that in this video we have, well, almost a DLC. It's not quite there yet, but it's definitely a huge project. After all, we do get a whole new planet. Yes, this happens to be the very first standalone new planet mod. And not just any planet, but Tatooine from Star Wars, one of the most iconic sci-fi locations ever. The idea behind this mod is that if you want to experience Star Wars in Starfield, you can of course download like 100 Star Wars mods that will turn your game's universe into a kinda Star Warsy one by replacing stuff, but if you want to keep your game intact, and this is what I like about this here, it's completely standalone and does not replace anything. It's really like you are traveling to a galaxy far, far away. Except that right now Tatooine is located in the vanilla space, next to Porima and Jaffa. But this modder actually plans to eventually create a whole standalone Star Wars universe you can travel to, with lots of planets that you will be able to visit and do, well, Star Warsy stuff there. So this is without a doubt probably the most ambitious mod project going on right now. But so far we only have Tatooine, and as already mentioned, it is not an actual complete DLC yet. There is no storyline and no quests you can do right now on this planet. However, if you download it with the extension of the Mos Eisley mod, as well as the NPCs and props and blasters resource packs that are kinda also required for the whole thing to work, there will be a real lot of content. And all those mods together are actually several gigs big and introduce things like new factions, new gear, merchants you can interact with, and even some new followers to recruit. Mos Eisley is definitely the highlight of this experience, being able to walk the streets of the famous spaceport with all the different scoundrel-looking races staring at you, being able to visit iconic landmarks like the cantina and so on, where you probably get your arm chopped off. Well, actually I'm the one with the lightsaber, so you gotta admit all this actually does look really good in Starfield's engine. It's just too bad that this game does not have mounts. I mean, like, when you see those dewbacks, it's really bad. Like, come on man, I wanna ride you. In a non-sexual way, if possible. Seriously, why can I not? Okay, this one is kinda dead, but yes, I traveled to a landmark called Imperial Patrol, but all I found are dead stormtroopers, because apparently this Cryad dragon eated them, and now he is eating a banta, from what it looks like. Or the speeder bikes and other vehicles, of course, although there are mods out there that add Star Wars vehicles, like the Star Wars Vehicle Pack. This mod adds a lot of cool speeders that you can use to immersively explore Tatooine. They even have this bike of General Grievous, look at this, absolutely badass. Say what you will about the prequels, but the vehicles and the droids were absolutely awesome. But it's just a mod for your car, so it is still not quite the same as interacting with vehicles on the map. I wonder what prevents modders from just placing cars into the open world. There must be some kind of engine limitation for that. So other than hunting local wildlife with your speeder, you can do things like visiting all kinds of traders, of course, and get all kinds of items from the Star Wars universe. Just make sure to pay attention when dealing with those sneaky Javas. They might be small, but wait, how did this happen now? You can of course visit other points of interests that may or may not be randomly generated. This here, for example, is a so-called moisture farm. Seems familiar, doesn't it? Yes, I absolutely expected to find Luke's Uncle Ben. No, not this guy. What were they called again? Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. You might remember them a bit different though. Other than that, the points of interest are fairly simple, like for example different factions facing off against each other. Here we have some Imperials and Rebels talking it out, from what it seems. Yes, don't mind me, I'm just a spectator. I mean, I might be wearing a Mandalorian armor, but I found it in a Sarlacc pit. By the way, Sarlacc pit, I was looking for it, but could not find it, unfortunately. Maybe they will add one later. Would totally jump in. Other than that, it's just like in the vanilla game, lots and lots of space, with random stuff sprinkled in to not look that empty, so you can just drive around and around and... I mean, Tatooine is supposed to be a desert, so it's kind of okay. Or you could of course also go and visit one of Tatooine's 3 moons, which are however totally vanilla looking. Yeah, here they did not even edit out the sun, since it's supposed to be 2 suns actually. So yes, as far as exploration goes, it's kind of fun of course. You can also use this mod to troll your friends a little, like sending them screenshots and asking what game they think it is, see if they can guess it right. But other than that, there is really not much to do here, and not much to say about this DLC. Yes, this mod, or more like mods, certainly deserve the title of DLC, but the way it is now, it's obviously far from complete. It goes without saying that it's not easy to create whole planets full of interesting stuff. Huge projects like this one obviously need a big dedicated team to really flourish. But even the way it is now, it is a very good example of what can be achieved through modding in this game. If we are lucky, we might get whole new universes full of fun things to do in the future. Until then, thank you all for watching and see you around.